Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for introducing me. And I thank the organizers of this program for inviting me to make a small presentation. As sir mentioned, I am from Kerala Forest Research Institute, one of the prestigious research institutes in the tropical region, with several areas of research in the field of forest, agroforestry, and plantation, forestry plantation. And another important feature is this institute has been recognized by National Medicinal Plant Board for its contribution for about 30 to 40 years in the field of medicinal plants, both conservation aspects, cultivation aspects, and promotion of medicinal plant use. So we have our institute and our scientists have done a lot of work in the field of medicinal plant. That is why National Medicinal Plant Board has recognized our institute to establish a regional center to coordinate all the activities of National Medicinal Plant Board in South India. That means we are working in Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Lakshadweep, and Andaman Nicobar Islands, Pondicherry, like that. So it is mainly to what you call promotion of cultivation of medicinal plants, because that is very important now, and creation of awareness among stakeholders about medicinal plant sector, and at the same time help medicinal plant board for what you call monitoring and evaluating different different types of projects sanctioned by National Medicinal Plant Board. So this is basically is the work of our regional center. And now after my retirement, I am working as the deputy director of this center. Next, my topic is about biodiversity of medicinally important plants in the Western Ghats region. Today I have one advantage and one disadvantage. Advantage is I can what you call, or I will tell first a disadvantage, because already many seniors or the speakers who already finished their talk explained to you everything. Okay, for example, the previous speaker and then many other people have told about the importance of medicinal plants. So I don't have anything to again tell. But at the same time, I have an advantage to reinforce what they have told. So that is, I feel, an advantage to me. This one, no? It's not moving. Oh, okay, yeah. So, you know this Western Ghats region. So it is starting from almost Kanyakumari up to Gujarat area, covering about 160,000 square kilometer area. And this is a unique area because of various aspects. One is soils are diverse. The second one is water availability is diverse. And third one is altitudinal gradient we can see. That is why you are having different habitat for different organisms. And altogether we can certainly expect great number of plants and associated animals. That is why our Western Ghats region is considered as one of the mega biodiversity centers of the world. And here you can see different types of forest, like evergreen forest, semi-evergreen forest, dry deciduous forest, scrub jungle, shola forest, like that. So each one is having or giving protection and all kind of support to different organisms, particularly plants and animals. So again, it has been explained. So in our Western Ghats region, there are about 9,000 plants and animals. And again, there are many endemic plants and many threatened species in our region. So the endemic means, as already mentioned, sir mentioned, it is restricted to that area, to the Western Ghats region. So like that we have, and there are many globally threatened species, around 325 species are there. And we have about 5,800 flowering plants, and about 50% of them are endemic to our region. So this is very important. and we have about 1,700 medicinal plants which are in the trade now. And but when we take our traditional healers and others, the use about 2,000 species can be seen here. So, and then we have like endemic species like Hydrodendron pinnatum. This is restricted to Western Ghat region. And then Autocarpus hirsutus, Hebbalasu. This is again endemic to our Western Ghat region. Then Caparis redii, another medicinally important plant. It is restricted to our area. Aglaya, Calophyllum apetalum. So like this we have many endemic plants that means exclusively seen in our area, and they are surviving in a natural condition. And this is about endemic species. Of course, there are many species. I have given just an example. And then many RET species, rare endangered threatened species. Means IUCN has recognized many species as nearly threatened or threatened and almost vanishing like that. So such species can be seen here. For example, Garcinia gummigatta. This is nearly threatened. That means this is almost about to what I call almost about to extinct, like that kind of group. And then Hydrocarpus, again a very important oil yielding plant, medicinally important oil yielding plant, Hydrocarpus macrocarpus, Humbotia. So like this we have many near threatened species, and there are many vulnerable species. So that means more than 50% over 10 years they have already vanished from our Western Ghat region. So and again the population is only less than 1,000. So that is what you call vulnerable category, and examples are here Artocarpus hirsutus, then Arenga whitei is a palm. Like that you can see different vulnerable species. Then endangered species are also there, like Cycas, then Cynomitra, like that. So that means 50 rate of 50 to more than 70% over 10 years, and their number is very less. That means 250 or around 250 individuals can be seen. So this is the fate of our endemic plants, particularly medicinally important plants. And again there are many critically endangered plants, like including Cocinium. This is called Mara Manjal in Malayalam, athwa Mara Arishina in Kannada. So very important medicinal plant. So the same way Maducus insignis, it has been identified as almost extinct from the natural condition. So only a few plants can be seen in extinctive condition. So like that we have many endemic and endangered species are there in our Western Ghat region, and they have been used by our traditional healers. There is still many medicinal plants, and we have to document them, and their scientific evaluation is also required, because they are using it, but we do not know the scientific validity or scientific evaluation of their the quality and other aspects. That is one thing we need to carry out. Then already Ramakrishnan sir explained what are the threats we are having for our biodiversity, particularly for medicinal plants. So like that we have altered weather condition or climate change, then lack of pollinators, deforestation, encroachment. So all these are responsible, and at the same time unscientific and over exploitation, that is very big problem. For example, Nelly, the Nelly is one of the important medicinal plant. So people are going and just not collecting fruits, they are cutting down branches. As a result of this year, next year, we may not get what you call Nelly, or sometimes the tree might die completely. So that is what happening. That is what we call over exploitation and unscientific way of collection. That is also responsible. So in this context, there are many attempts for conservation of our natural resources, particularly medicinal plants. It may be legislation, it may be in situ conservation and ex situ conservation, but there are no what you call direct legislation or act for medicinal plant cultivation. So, only biodiversity acts, like there are different acts for biodiversity conservation, and but for specifically there are no acts or legal support for conservation of medicinal plant. So, that is one thing we need to be taken into consideration. There must be a separate medicinal plant what you call act for our country, or the policy we need for our country. And at the same time, you know, agriculture, these medicinal plants are being handled by two different departments. One is forest department, the other one is agriculture department. Forest department mainly to protect or conserve medicinal plants present in natural forest area. Agriculture is for promoting cultivation. But unfortunately, both are not working together or not working properly. As a result of this one, we are losing our medicinal plant wealth heavily. So, that is one thing we need to, so there must be a separate medicinal plant department in the forest department. So, we have social forestry department and social forestry wing in forest department. The same way we should have a medicinal plant wing in forest department to cater to both conservation and sustainable utilization as well as promotion of medicinal plants cultivation. So, like this there are many forest acts and policies, but unfortunately we do not have specifically for medicinal plants. Yes, yeah, it has to. Yes, yeah. No, not specific, yeah. Yes, that is a big problem. ನಮಗೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಎಸ್ ಅದಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ತರಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬೋತ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಪಾಲಿಸೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. And there are many in situ conservation methods, like for example biosphere reserves in Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve and Agastya Malaya in the Western Ghat region, and national parks. There are about 14 national parks, and then we have many wildlife sanctuaries and other one. And we also have very interesting and important way of conservation of our natural resources, including medicinal plants, that is sacred groves. So, many people have already mentioned that one. And then other protected areas like medicinal plant conservation areas. For example, this is one sacred grove in Kerala. So, there are many, more than 2000 sacred groves are there in Kerala, and there are many very good sacred groves in Karnataka, particularly in Coorg area. So, they are actually sanctified patches of forest protected by the strength of religious beliefs as abode of God and goddesses. So, this is because of this belief only we are conserving that forest patch, which is located around a temple. So, this is what happening, and there are many interesting and important medicinal plants. Some are endemic or some are even rare and threatened species in sacred groves. So, one important thing we need to do is we have to monitor and protect these sacred groves, and also augmentation planting of medicinal plants in such area. Mainly slightly degraded sacred groves are many, and we have to protect them and also augment medicinal plant wealth in such areas. So, one I am giving some examples here. During 2011, we surveyed 28 sacred groves in Kerala, and we recorded more than 670 species in total 120 hectare area. So, that shows the richness of the plant diversity in that area. And there are many 20% of total angiosperm species which are rare and endemic are located in our sacred groves. And there are many threatened species in our sacred groves. So, like this, and there are many sacred groves which are seen only in sacred groves. So, this is what happening. So, that means they are not in the natural forest, they are seen only in sacred groves. So, that gives clear information to us that these sacred groves are contributing or helping for conservation of our medicinal plant wealth, and they have to be protected, and wherever they are damaged, we have to take necessary action for enrichment planting with low, it has to be done. So, that has to be revived, the MPCA concept has to be revived, or what you call, we have to use them properly for conservation. Then the next is ex situ conservation. This is very important nowadays. So, ex situ conservation means conservation of our natural resources outside forest area, or like outside their habitat. And best example is what you call our botanical gardens or national or parks, like that. And so, you can see here a medicinal plant garden established in our campus, that is at Nilambur, Kerala Forest Research Institute Subcenter at Nilambur. We have established a medicinal plant garden. We call it as a state level herbal garden with more than 500 live plants. And here each plant is labeled with the botanical name and the uses and every aspect. So, this is way, and again what is very important thing we have to consider is garden, just garden means just planting some medicinal plants is not enough. It should be aesthetically beautiful. It should attract people. Once you attract local common people, and then you can teach them the importance of medicinal plants and why we have to conserve them, how it should be sustainably utilized, and how we can grow them. So, that is the very important thing. We have to have a what you call horticulture. Now, many of you are students from horticulture, this one I think. So, your vision and your ideas are very important for developing a good garden, medicinal plant garden, to attract people, local common people. And again, this concept can be used for even urban greening. For development of urban green spaces, the medicinal plant based urban green spaces are required now. We are having like many parks and gardens in Bangalore city or even Mysore everywhere, but they are not enough. We have to change that into medicinally important species gardens, or we can say urban green spaces. Then people will know more about medicinal plants. So, this is the garden. A well managed garden can become a knowledge tourist destination. So, that way we have to develop the garden, and then only we can conserve and we can protect medicinal plants and enrich medicinal plants, and also provide awareness to people about cultivation and other aspects. So, this is again from Nilambur campus or garden. And so, here about more than 500 species there. So, this is the way we have given information. So, plants are surviving very well there. And one thing is the natural habitats. Forests were the source of medicinal plants from since time immemorial. Now, it is not possible because almost all we have already destroyed our natural resources because of overconsumption and over exploitation and unscientific exploitation. So, now the only option we have is to what you call cultivation. That is very important. So, because the demand is increasing and but at the same time availability is decreasing. So, only option is cultivation of medicinal plants. So, this has been already started by our idea. This idea has come already to many people since 30-40 years time, and you can see here many farmers, they are growing different very important medicinal plants in large scale. Acorus calamus, sir was telling about Acorus calamus in Tumkur. The same way here in Tamil Nadu, one lady is cultivating this one. So, I think Tumkur that can be a good model. We can say success story of cultivation of medicinal plant by Tumkur farmer, like that. So, that is one thing. The same way Rauwolfia serpentina, sir, all of us are telling about its importance, and at the same time how it is threatened or it is endemic to our area, like that. So, people are cultivating. And Alpinia calcarata, one farmer is growing this under coconut. See, this is an agroforestry model he has developed. This is not developed by any of us. It is developed by a farmer. He is growing coconut, and under coconut he is growing Alpinia calcarata, Rasna. You may be knowing Rasna the pudi. So ತಲೆಗೆ ಹಚ್ಕೊತಾರೆ, ಸ್ನಾನ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ತಲೆ ಹಚ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. So he is growing it and he is getting very good income from that one. Then Sida alnifolia, ಇದು ನಾವು ಬಲಾರಿಷ್ಟ, ಅದು ಬಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನೋಡಿ. So that is a very important plant, ಬಲ, and ಕಳ್ಳಂಗಡ್ಲೆ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. And farmers are growing it and selling it. Then plumbago, sir was telling you about plumbago here. So that plumbago indica and there are other species like xylanic, and people are growing it and selling it. Asparagus also in large quantity, people are, some farmers are growing. So like that there are many success stories. In fact, our regional center is supporting more than 20 farmers every year from South India for development of or cultivation of quality planting materials and supply to other farmers. So the whatever photos I have shown, the cultivation that was supported by our RCFC team. So we are funding them and we are giving all information. Of course, there are other agencies also, they are also giving information. So farmers are growing, and so now it is in a very good, many farmers are interested to this one, and also we are giving market link to them, so thereby they can sell it in a proper, for a good price. So, so in conclusion, over 2000 medicinally important species are there in Western Ghat region, used by traditional healers and Indian systems of medicine. So what is important is documentation of ethno-medicinally important species. So cross what you call community documentation is also of different medicinal plants is also required, and even for from each community also we have to document the information. And scientific evaluation of therapeutic use and phytochemistry is have to be studied. Then there are several endemic and threatened species. They have to be protected and also wherever possible cultivated. There are many forestry laws and policies which to some extent useful to medicinal plant conservation, but that is not enough. We should have national forest policy, national medicinal plant policy. Then only we can certainly act very proudly and in a strong way. Then a separate wing in the forest department is also required, as I already mentioned. That means it should be a medicinal plant wing that will be useful. Then sacred groves and medicinal plant conservation areas are very important. So we have to protect them, we have to restore them, and then also plant stock enhancement is also important. So this fund is available from different agencies like NMPB. National Medicinal Plant Board is having a separate scheme for promotion of cultivation of medicinal plants in sacred groves and other areas. So we have to tap that resource and identify sacred groves and work with the sacred grove holders and then enhance the resource. Then herbal gardens, they are very important, and we have to have large number of medicinal plant based on urban green space and peri-urban green space we can establish. Again, that is another possibility, and with all our knowledge we can use that one. And today morning we were discussing, sir and Dandin sir and myself and others were discussing how we can go further in this direction. Then availability of medicinal plant is becoming uncertain, so what is important is we have to promote cultivation. So with this brief information, I conclude my talk. I thank the organizers, particularly Ramesh sir and Dandin sir, for inviting me for this program.
Thank you, sir. So here there are a lot of points, especially in this summary and suggestions. I think tomorrow there is a panel discussion wherein the points can be taken for representative to the government of Karnataka and India.